Alright, this is kind of the part 2 here, and this is going to be just... I need some fluid. It's going to be a pay-per-view I watched off the Highspots network, and then a indie show I just went to this past Saturday. So we'll start with the pay-per-view. This is $5 wrestling. If you don't know what $5 wrestling is, it's wrestling so bad you'd only pay $5 to watch. It started off with there's a documentary called Heroes of Burke County that I think Jake Manning made, Jake the Man Scout Manning. He's part of that Carolina crew. And it got a lot of attention, so he started booking these guys on these little $5 wrestling pay-per-views. It's like an iPay-per-view, you pay $5 for. I think to get it on DVD it was $5. And it's horrible wrestling. That's the whole point. Start off, we got Mr. Thunderbolt, who looks like my old junior high science teacher. I cannot remember the guy's name. He was in 9th grade. Oh, he had like the fro that was going gray. It had like a little gut on him. That's what this guy looked like, versus just Ted. That's all. The guy's name was Ted. Now his gimmick was he looked like a cracked out skinny Balls Mahoney, but his name was just Ted. Yeah, horrible match. Then we get Raider Rock, who has face paint and has got this big old growth on like his jaw over here, versus King Jeremy Snaker, who got a decent look to him, got a valet with him, but in the ring he's kind of yeah. Let's just start off as Raider Rock versus Snaker. But then Aftershock, who's this big old fat guy, came out. It just kind of went into like whoever could show up match because it was for the $5 Wrestling 24/7 title. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's like their version of the 24/7 title. It was a shitstorm match because you end up Aftershock's out there. You got this guy called Mr. Crystal comes out. There's just like a bald guy with face paint. Most of these gimmicks in here are very badly defined. It was a shitstorm match, but I was entertained about the commentary. You got Cole Cabana and Marty DeRosa doing commentary. And Snaker actually shows a little potential. All right, then we got... Oh, I forgot about this match. Mike Levy, the White Line Mike Levy, best known for the incident in IWA during Deathmatch Tournament where he just got the living hell beat out of him by like Mickey Knuckles and Iron Rotten's son and all this. Dude's not a good wrestler. He got booked in that as a joke. And then we have Russell Ranger. Russell Ranger. It's a guy in a full, like, bought from Party City, White Ranger, first couple seasons, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, that era White Ranger suit. And he wrestles and he does the Power Ranger stuff. Take that, Black Rangers. He's botching. It could be decent with some ring time. It ended up being a really entertaining match just because it was so goofy. Then we get JP Lehman versus Mr. Sleaze. And JP Lehman just, like, he's in a suit. And he's constantly pulling out money and paying off the ref. And Mr. Sleaze is just a guy in, like, wrestling gear that his sleazy things keeps on stuffing the money down the front of his tights. Yeah, like I said, the gimmicks are really weird. Because a lot of these guys, I've seen some of these guys before. A lot of these guys, and I've watched Friday Night Wrestling. They went away for a while and they came back. This is like their second or third show since come back. Carolina Stampede, though, people. Not the Canadian Stampede. This is Carolina Stampede. Really surprised how good Lehman was. Like, he was way better than I expected because it's $5 wrestling. Okay, then we get... Oh, man. We get a 6-man tag here. We got the Burke County Boys. Big Donnie. Now, Big Donnie looks like he lost a little bit of weight, but he's still like 450. Big Donnie's huge. Hardcore something. I never could hear his name. He wears like the orange, and then camo, top and bottom. Does it up like New Jack with the little tassels and bullshit. White guy beard. I don't understand. I've seen him on some of these shows before. And then Pork Chop Cash Jr. Here's the thing. This is not, as far as I know, and I'm pretty sure on this is not the Pork Chop Cash's son. How many out there? If you remember, hey, if you're watching this, you remember Pork Chop Cash? Leave a comment in the bottom, say, I remember Pork Chop. But Pork Chop Cash Jr. is not that Pork Chop Cash's son, because he has a son that wrestles. His name, wrestles is like CJ Cash, I think is his name. Little Burke County Boys. They're taking on Little Donnie. Little Donnie's just a small version of Big Donnie. Ooh. Dynamite, who I've seen before. I love Dynamite. Dynamite got his belt with him. I don't think Dynamite's ever defended a belt, but he brings it out to the ring every time. Then you got Freight Train, who's got some kind of belt. it's your typical match between all these guys, a lot of these guys, because I've seen all these guys, but I've seen every one of these guys before now thinking about it. A lot of blown spots, a lot of missed spots, but it's just entertaining. It really actually is. Freight Train and Dynamite and the Donnies and even Hardcore, whatever his name is, and Pork Chop. Maybe I should call him Hardcore Hemorrhoid. I don't know. Then we get our main event. And this is the reason I watched this, because I just watched a shoot interview filmed right after this with one of these guys, and he talked about the match, and I was like, I want to see this. Joey Janela taking on the Canadian Jeff Hart. Now, Jeff Hart claims to be part of the Hart family, claims to be Canadian, and you look at him and hear him, it's obviously he's from somewhere north and south, or South Carolina. Somewhere, okay, for people outside the United States that can't tell the difference in the southern regional accents, he sounds like you're from the South. Really, really South. Like, real South. This was actually pretty good. I was really surprised. I've seen Jeff Hart before. Oh, God, he's bad. I'm like, I don't know if Janelle's going to be able to put a good match on, because Janelle's one of those guys. He can do some stunt work. He can book some really cool shows, but just basic wrestling, he can be a little hinky at it. Hart tries his best, and Janelle was really good at just trying to cover for Hart. There's a table that just won't break. It just will not break. They try all kinds of shit. It will not break. And there's, of course, Colton Everett on commentary talking about the Japanese table. Then there's a part where Joey's got a kendo saying he's just caning the living shit out of Hart. Hart's just like, fuck you. Fuck you. It's great. Oh, man. It was so much fun. I mean, really enjoyed this. Really, really did. The show average, I didn't get a show average on this, but let's see. Oh, it's probably like a 2 point something. A little bit below 2.5, more than likely. I can't believe I didn't figure out the average on that one. Then we got BIW. All you need is a chance. October 12th, 2019, Brookhaven, Mississippi. You got Jeremiah starting off show. Jeremiah versus Nightmare News. Jeremiah versus Braxton Hunter. Good little match. It wasn't like, I don't know if Braxton's worked for BIW before or not. If he has, it hadn't been. It was a long time ago. It's been a little while. I've seen him like Elevate and SWA. It's kind of like a squash, but more like, hey, let's put this guy out there against a bigger guy and let him show off for a little bit and see how the crowd reacts match. It was pretty good. Jeremiah, of course, just brutalizes him. You can watch it here. I'm going to include a link in the bottom for where this whole show. I'm just going to put a playlist. I'm working on getting the post-match stuff up for it and special versions of 2 of the matches. Then we have our second match, was a women's match. Cassandra Gold versus Myka Madrid. Never seen either one before. Was very, very impressed by Cassandra Golden. Fairly impressed with Myka Madrid. Myka Madrid was a really good heel. She knew how to get the crowd against her, because the crowd kind of didn't know at first. I mean, even though Cassandra Golden came out acting like, cheer me, cheer me, cheer me, and being all happy and smiling, the crowd just didn't know. They'd never seen. I don't think most people in there had ever seen these ladies before. Good little match. Definitely worth checking out. Then the next match, this was so great. There's a guy that works BIW. He also works like Texas, Louisiana. He's called the King Rob Love. One of the people of Brookhaven have dubbed him the Burger King. So a bunch of different people brought the little Burger King crowns to the show and passed them out to people. So Rob Love's out in the ring calling out. He wants to call out Barrett Brown because he wants that Deep South Heritage title. Of course, Barrett ain't here. Barrett's wrestling a show in Arkansas, which gets brought up in a second. He's calling him out. Well, what Rob Love didn't know was before he got there, when Mr. Apoc Adam Asher showed up, somebody slipped him one of these Burger King crowns. And he'd hid it somewhere in the locker room, his gear bag or something, and Rob never saw it. Well, he's calling out Barrett, and all of a sudden music hits, and here comes Apoc walking from the back with the Burger King crown on. And Rob is trying his best. He's just looking at he's trying to act like he's extremely pissed. He's trying not to laugh, though. You can kind of tell. It was funny as hell. Well, of course, Rob ain't gonna fight Apoc. He calls out Camacho. This dude, he's Puerto Rican. He's probably He's 6 foot, a little bit over 6 foot. Tall guy, because Apoc's fairly tall. He's about as tall as Apoc. This guy is at least 400 pounds. And he's wearing like the kind of outfit like Rikishi wore. And this dude is huge. This is like a battle of the, I mean, sorry, Apoc, I'm not calling you big, brother. This is like almost a battle of the super heavyweights. If Apoc had like 20 more pounds on him, it'd be a battle of the super heavyweights. There's almost like 700 pounds of mass in this ring going at it. It's like, holy, and that's not including the ref. It's like, wow, this was just a big club run, beat the hell out of you. Oh, man, it was so good. Apoc hits a really cool power slam. Camacho hits this really nice, like almost a version of the pounce. Like he hit it at an angle. It looked really nice. Then Camacho starts going to the top rope, and Apoc goes over there and like I thought they're going for a superplex. Like, no, there's no way they're going to go for a superplex. No way. That's almost 700 pounds. That's not going to happen. He gets knocked off. Like, okay, cool. It ain't going to happen. Apoc goes back and grabs him, and next thing you know, he superplexes Camacho off the fucking top rope. And both of them hit, and they both bounce, and the ring bounces. And I've seen this from 2 angles now. Some buddies of mine were over at a different angle from where I was filming it, and I saw it from there, and it was like kind of like from behind the ring post, like facing directly on it, and man, you can see the ring bounce on this. Yeah, it was. I'm surprised something didn't break. It was amazing, really good match. Definitely over check out. Well, then of course, after all this is over, the King's back out there talking his crap again. And out comes, I want to say this was his BIW debut, Leroy Lee. You've been following the Memphis, the Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama scene for a long time. You might have seen this guy before as Tattoo, T-A-T-T, the number 2. If you follow like MMA, you might know him as Darius Lee. Comes out and he's doing like a martial arts gimmick, which fits. He's got a martial arts background. Really good match between these two guys, and neither of them ever faced each other. I don't think they've ever even met before. It was really impressive. Good little way after that last match, we got a really fast match. Like that last match was just 2 big old beefy guys just beating the hell out of each other. This is 2, I wouldn't say smaller guys, because neither one of these guys is really small. It's just they don't have the mass, and they're doing like a lot of faster stuff. Really good. I like how that's why I like on the BIW, the way the cards are booked. And then we get the main event. The reason this match, oh man, I was looking forward to this. Because I reviewed a BIW show a couple episodes ago where Steve Anthony won the Southern Championship from Cassandra Riley. So, of course, I'm at this show, last show of the year for BIW. Is Steve going to end the year as BIW champ, or we have a new champ? The 2018 Rookie of the Year. Danny Chance. The amazing Danny Chance, in fact. Oh, man. There's so much to this. Of course, Steve came out and did his normal jaw-jacking with the fans, which was great. He did his little dance where he swivels his hips. He comes out to hot stuff now, which is great. It's just perfect. Gives him, the fans hate it. I got to cheer Steve Anthony. I'm a huge Steve Anthony fan, even though I'm a huge Danny Chance fan. I had to cheer Steve. I was cheering both, actually. Really good match. Went the 30-minute time limit. Went the full 30 minutes. Danny had Steve pinned. And before the ref could count 1, his watch beep beeped. And it's like 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, won a 30-minute draw. And the crowd started going for 5 more minutes. And Anthony wandered out, and they ended up fighting over. I'm sorry, during the match, I completely forgot about this. They fought over on the stage, and Danny took a slam on the stage, and just looked, oh man, I'm sure he's still hurting. This is a couple of days afterwards. Well, Steve goes over and just kind of lays on stage and tells Josh Newell, the promoter, he's like, "I'll do it, but I'll do 5 more minutes. You owe me more money." And I love that. I was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. I love that. Fits your character so well. It fits you, Steve. And they go back and they get the 5 more minutes, and like 3 minutes in, Steve gets the pin. But it was a great showing from Danny. Danny showed that he can hang with Steve Anthony for 30 damn minutes. Actually, like 33 minutes. You know? Really good. I mean, best match I've seen in quite a while. Best match I've seen live in quite a while. It not a perfect match. A few little things here and there that, keep it from being a perfect match. But really close, really close. Well, and overall, the show got a 3.1. Really good show. That's it. part 2 of this. Real quick, just want to throw the shout outs. Thank you to, first off, thank you to Danny Chance for doing the interview here on BIW Mississippi Filmworks. I really appreciate it, sir. I mean, he didn't completely say this in the interview, but dude had just traveled 12 hours, showed up, and like almost like within 10 minutes of him getting there, he's ready to do the interview. Like he was in his traveling clothes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Josh Newell, and everybody else that works with and for BIW for the great show. Throw a shout out to Highspots. Highspots is worth the $10 a month. You can see pay-per-views like that $5 Wrestling I was just talking about. Shout out to the Access channel because they got WOW, they got New Japan, they got TNA Impact soon. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, man, I wish I would get a little better, but hey, shout out to them. They're on. Shout out to Pro Shingle for giving me Championship Wrestling from Hollywood for free on YouTube without commercials, really. MOW Fusion, of course. Want to throw a shout out to Kobe Rutland of Body Slam Media Productions. He was down watching the Ring of Honor pay-per-view in New Orleans while the show was going on in Brookhaven. And everybody came out to the table, everybody that hung out, all that. Thank you, everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.